So I was listening to this show where the guy from the founder of Deliverance Ministries was talking about different things that people needed to be delivered from. And he was talking about the different stages and things like that. And so amongst some of the things he was talking about was how there's a difference between things like transgressions, sin, and iniquity. And so he was talking about how something like iniquity can become transgenerational, like it goes past a sin or a transgression into something that you've held on to, and now the demonic presence has the ability to transcend genetically, where you end up with things that we call generational curses like alcoholism, incest, domestic issues like domestic violence and one family homes, lust issues, that those things are stemming from those that came before us and the transcendence of their iniquity, not just their sin, but something they decided to let become a part of them or whatever. And he was talking about how the satanic organizations, people from lodges and certain things like to compound the transgressional energy. And we know in occult systems how that energy is used for dark magic, and so that's what they've been using. And now he said that's why they will sacrifice their own children through ritual traumas and so forth, and through dark magic to be able to compound the dark energy and to be able to use it into the next life. So they're deliberately planning outside of the physical into the spiritual. So now that's tying into my notes about generational fear. Like they said, like through slavery, that there is the trauma is transcendent, and that can also go into the children. So yeah, transcendent traumas, fears, and emotions that your parents went through can actually affect your children. And there was actually some research done on the descendants of those who were in the Holocaust, and it said that in this research that their offspring was actually worse off emotionally, spiritually, and mentally than their parents were, that actually went through the trauma. Did they actually carry it in their genetics, as research states? Or is it just the response to the world around them that has normalized the behavior from people that can cause this trauma that leads to fear? That the fact that we know that it can happen at all is what stimulates our DNA, raises our cortisol levels, makes us paranoid and anticipate things that we wish shoulda, coulda, woulda never happened, because we're familiar historically through the things that we're taught to have fear. And it's sometimes these things done deliberately, like 9/11 every year, like a bell chime during a certain time when energies collect. We're hearing the reminder of trauma. So those are the things I came up with. We now can't say that the trauma that melanated people in America have went through historically doesn't affect us genetically, because research and history is proving different. So much love to you and yours. This is Life Coach 369A, and I'm saying this to say that if you have certain anxieties, fears, and things like that, you might want to research your history, even for women, even just being a woman. If you're a certain type of woman, or being a woman, period, you might have this inherent thing that you're not only instilled with socially through the cardinal rules or through the social programming or religious programming, who you're taught is acceptable and not acceptable to be. And historically, how many women were maimed for being something different, or people in general, but mostly, yeah, how brutally women have been treated and unfairly. Like, historically, the message is to fear stepping out of your place, right? That's worldwide, but more so some places than others. But just being a woman, that is something to one degree or another that you have to watch out for various things. As I would suppose men also have that programming inside of them that tells them who they should and should not be, and what's acceptable and what's not acceptable, that can cause a level of anxiety in regards to social sanctions and historical events that have happened regarding misjustice. Okay, that can give people anxiety because you anticipate those things. And as things have happened and that anxiety has been created, it's shown that your very DNA, through prolonged exposure, just like through sin and iniquity, can be transcended, right? They say that the fear of the mother is passed on through the womb. And so, yeah, those are some of the things that I found to be congruent, to confirm that research. All right? So that's what I'm saying all that to say. If you're having those feelings and emotions, it's okay. It's part of the state of the human condition. But that awareness, you can take and let it expand. Let it allow you to confront those things, those historical things, into a healing process. And remember that healing is a lifelong process. It's not something that is going to be achieved overnight. So don't beat yourself up if what you want to achieve doesn't happen right away. So hopefully you'll have expansion where as soon as you feel like you've achieved one thing you want to achieve, it opens up another layer of you, and you'll find that there's other things now. There's 2 more things that you've opened up that you want to expand on. So good luck on your journey. Don't beat yourself up. Keep it moving. Stay elevated. And keep your frequency high. Right? Much love to you, yours. Amelia. I want to talk to you about the difference between the effects of the generational trauma caused by social programming, messages, and historical facts, and the overlap of generational trauma that is actually genetic, that actually gets into your family history, your family line, the things that you're just naturally, instinctively prone to have anxiety over.